Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and this is my review of Red Dwarf, yes. Then we have Lister and Rimmer. When Rimmer waves his hand 5 times and then salutes like that, does he do that because of the 5 divisions of the Space Corps? Or is it a salute that he just made up? Well, I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, this is the episode we're on Season 1, Episode 6, Me Squared. Why is it called Me Squared? Well, because there's 2 me's in it. There's me to the power of me times me. There are 2 versions of the hologram Rimmer, basically, in this episode, yeah. Now, Red Dwarf, most episodes are episodic, in that one story has absolutely nothing to do with the next episode, but that's not always the case. Sometimes there is a connection. And this is a good example because, well, at the end of episode 5, when there were 2 holograms of Rimmer, I just thought that was a silly joke, end the episode with a bang, and then the next episode will have nothing to do with it. Well, I was wrong. The next episode, the whole story concerns 2 Rimmers. Oh, right, so episode 6 is continued. It takes place directly where the other one left off. So now we have 2 holograms of Rimmer. Rimmer and Lister share the same bunk beds in the same bedroom, but they cannot stand each other, And Rimmer, well, the only reason he puts up with Lister is because there's nobody else to talk to, yeah. So he goes, at last, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Another copy of me, the perfect roommate, the perfect friend. Yeah, it's going to be great, yeah. He's going to move out and then go and live in next door in another bedroom with an identical copy of himself, yeah. And they're going to get along really fine. It's going to be great, yeah. And Rimmer's like, Lister, you held me back all these years, because you hummed. Every time you come into my room, go, it's awful, it's terrible. So you didn't pass exams because I hummed. Not just that, Lister, everything, yeah. All your irritating habits held me back, and that's the reason why I didn't pass exams. Well, no more. No one's going to hold me back. I'm going to reach my full potential, yeah. Is that true? Is the only reason Rimmer fails exams because other people put him down and get in his way? Well, let's find out. Anyway, he gets along fine with the other Rimmer. Yeah, things are looking good. They have all the same things in common. And Lister says, well, he's an identical copy of you. You know everything he knows, and he knows everything you know. So what do you talk about? Well, we reminisce, catch up on the good old days, yeah. Now, the main focus of the story is the 2 Rimmers, yeah. They do have some things with other characters to do. Like, for example, the cat. He's on roller skates going in all the different rooms with a big bunch of flowers and a megaphone. Goes into the room where Lister is and goes, oh, there's no girls in here. What a waste of a good move. And he gets the megaphone and goes, attention all lady cats, attention all lady cats. I am feeling very sexy. Form an orderly queue. This is your lucky day. Lister says, cat, what are you doing? I am courting. Who are you courting? Well, whoever shows up. I'm going to try all the rooms everywhere. And Lister says, look, I've told you before, there are no lady cats. There are no female felines anywhere on this entire ship. If I believe that, I'll go crazy. Okay, that's one way of looking at it, yes. The possibility of getting a girlfriend gives him hope, yeah. Just one slight problem here. Okay, the cat badly wants to get a girlfriend. Yeah, nothing unusual about that. But in episode 4, when it's made quite clear that pretty much all the other humanoid cats got on 2 different spaceships and left Red Dwarf to find the promised land. If the cat badly wants a girlfriend, why didn't he go with them? If you don't go with them, you'll be here, completely alone. Is there some thought-provoking, serious reason why he stayed behind? Or is it because he's stupid? The reason he stayed behind is because he's incredibly stupid. Doesn't seem to understand the concept, I'm sure they told him they were all going to the promised land. Maybe he thought they were joking, I don't know. But he's stupid, and it's in a way his own fault that he's isolated there, yeah. And, yes, Holly is given something fun to do. Basically, Lister is blowing bubbles, and I don't mean he's really happy. Well, actually, he is happy because he's blowing bubblegum bubbles, and he's trying to make a world record for the biggest ever bubble, and it doesn't break, yeah. And then Holly says, are you busy, Dave? Yes, I am, actually. Oh, well, I won't bother telling you about the spaceship that's pursuing us. What spaceship that's pursuing us? No, I'll leave you to your bubbles. No, come on, Holly, come on. Tell me what's going on. Well, it's a taxman. They've come to get you because you made a mistake in your accountant back on Earth. And now you owe lots of money. Oh, and it gets worse. You left 2 sausages unattended in your flat before you left the planet Earth. Do you know what happens to sausages that are left unattended? They go all mouldy. They go more than mouldy. Now, after 3 million years, those sausages cover 7/8 of the Earth's surface, And for compensation money, these 2 taxmen are going to get here and you owe them £180 billion. And Lister's reaction is, £180 billion? You're kidding. April Fool. But it's not even April. Yeah, but I can't wait months and months for a great gag like that, can I? Just trying to entertain you, Dave. I don't need entertainment. I can entertain myself. No, you can't. You haven't got a clue. Yeah. Anyway, as I said before, the 2 Rimmers do get along really well at first, the same interests and everything. They get along great at first, but then afterwards it gets boring, because as I said, they all know what the other one knows, so there's no new information, no new experiences, just the same old, like a broken record, yeah. And Rimmer did specifically say he can't stand Lister for many reasons. One of them is he's holding me back, all his annoying habits while I was trying to study for exams. He got in the way. The other Rimmer is trying to help the original Rimmer to pass an astronavigation exam. But they're studying all the time for hours on end and don't get any sleep. Nothing but studying all the time. That he's trying to help him, but that's too extreme, isn't it? Not a single break from it. It's crazy. And not even getting enough sleep. So the other Rimmer is annoying for being too over the top helping him pass exams. Yeah. So both Lister and the new Rimmer are annoying, just in different ways. Yeah. And then after that, Rimmer orders the Scutters to repaint the walls of the corridor from ocean grey to military grey. And Lister says, the 2 different paints look identical to me. He goes, well, I don't see this as a waste of time. No, I'm just trying to be professional, yeah. And then later he says, the other Rimmer's gone completely mad. He's ordering the Scutters to paint the walls from the other way round, military grey back to ocean grey. Lister is like, what's the difference? I can't see any difference at all. And, and then Lister watches the video of Rimmer's death. And we see, like a flashback sequence, the drive plate wasn't fixed properly. And Rimmer says, whoa, it's my fault. I take full responsibility. And he says to the captain, any bad results, I will take responsibility. And then the radiation leak happens. And in a matter of minutes, less than a minute, everyone's killed of poisonous air from the radiation. Holly tries to warn them. Emergency. There's an emergency going on. It's still going on, but not fast enough to warn them. And just before Rimmer dies, he says, gazpacho soup! And he's dead. And then afterwards, Lister says, why did you say gazpacho soup? It just seems a very strange thing to say just before you die. And Rimmer says, that, Lister, is something you will never know. Oh, and there's a brief reference to Yvonne Magruder, one of Rimmer's very few girlfriends, yeah. Oh, and when they get along, one Rimmer says to the other Rimmer as he walks out of the room, what a guy. Yeah, so the first time we hear the phrase, what a guy. Anyway, things get worse and worse. There's a huge argument between the 2 Rimmers because, as I said before, the other Rimmer knows everything he knows. So he knows about skeletons in his closet. He knows what horrible things to say to really upset him. He calls him Mr. Gazpacho. And he says, Father didn't send you to military school. He couldn't afford it. No, it's because he really hated you, yeah. Mummy didn't like you. Nobody ever liked you. Get lost, you dead git. And Rimmer says it's quite an experience having an argument with yourself. So Rimmer cannot get along with anyone. He can't stand Lister, but then again he gets along with Lister better than he ever got along with himself. Yes, because Rimmer suffers from self-loathing, always putting himself down, yeah. And then it's decided, well, this can't go on. One of you is going to have to go, yeah. And the other Rimmer shouts, shut up, you dead git, trying to get some sleep in here. And the other Rimmer says, stop your foul whining, you disgusting piece of descended rectum. So they clearly despise each other. And the Rimmer says to Lister, yes, one of us is going to have to go, yeah. But all this arguing, there's no 2 ways about it. It was his fault. How can it be his fault when he's you? You have to take some responsibility here. Plus, it was Rimmer's idea to bring another Rimmer here in the first place, yes. So after lots of screeching and arguing, Lister and the cat can't take any more of this. And they say, one of you has got to go. And the first Rimmer says, yes, and it's him, because I was here first. But Rimmer decides one of them is going to have to go. How can Lister decide that? I thought a hologram outranks him. So how does he have the power to get rid of one of them? Yeah, it's not clearly specified that. Maybe it's because they can only have 2 holograms temporarily. One of them would have to go sooner or later. And the second Rimmer says, we are identical, so logically I should stay. And, well, Lister has the answer. He does like his version of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and his finger lands on the original Rimmer. And Rimmer says, and the one you land on gets to stay, yes? No, you have to go, Rimmer. You're both identical, therefore no one of you has any more right to stay than the other. And he says, well, what can I do? It's not fair. I was here first. I want to stay. And Lister says, well, if you'd have just given me Kachansky's disc, none of this would have happened. Yes, that's ironic, isn't it? Rimmer wouldn't allow Kachansky to come back as a hologram because he feared she might turn him off, because she could outrank him, she could do that. But by bringing another Rimmer back, ironically, that has led to his destruction as well. Oh, God. So he's doomed either way, yeah. Rimmer thought he was getting something better company, and no, it didn't work. The idea doesn't work. I guess when you have too much in common with someone, you need... How can you talk about anything new? Yeah. Rimmer can't get along with anyone. He can't even get along with himself. He is scheduled to be erased. But before he goes, he thinks I may as well tell you about the gazpacho soup, because as I'm doomed, it doesn't matter anymore. He was invited to the captain's table after many years of long service, and he was given gazpacho soup. He didn't know gazpacho soup was meant to be served cold, so he told the chef to go and heat it up. He did, and then he ate it, and the rest of the crowd roared with laughter. I thought they were laughing at the chef, when all the time they were laughing at me. I didn't know gazpacho soup was meant to be served cold. Why didn't they ever mention it in basic training? You know, all that navigation about the names of the stars, names of the planets. Not once did anyone say gazpacho soup is meant to be served cold. No, only a select few know about that sort of stuff. So it pays to know good information so you don't embarrass yourself. Yeah. So I think the problem is Rimmer, because of all his self-loathing. If he didn't have self-loathing, the other Rimmer wouldn't have been so horrible and mean to him. Yeah. And well, I suppose the main theme is they have a long journey to get to Earth. If they ever do get there, it'll be a long time. Just find ways to get along with one another, yeah. And a copy of yourself is not the way to do it. Sounds like a good idea in theory, but in practice it didn't work. And then Rimmer's past Karen, go ahead, erase me, you know. And Lister says, no, too late, I've already erased the other one. So, okay, well, the original one gets to stay, yeah. So, if you have nothing in common with someone, you can't get along. But if you have too much in common, does that mean you can't get along? You shouldn't be one extreme or the other. Balance is the answer, yeah. Anyway, okay, so yes, we learn more about Rimmer's character, and we learn about the concept that everyone wants to find someone to get along with, yeah. Okay, that's enough of Season 1. Thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.